All right, everyone. I'm back with another mushroom fruiting block video. My name is Jesse. I'm with The Humble Fungus, a full-service mushroom farm and mycology supply in Lafayette, Colorado. Thank you. I think this is the 5th video in my fruiting block series. This one, we will actually cover pinset and harvest. So, when you get your mushroom fruiting block and you're misting it daily after you've cut your holes, as I have shown in the other videos, a week or two, you will start seeing these. These are pins. Now what you can see, pardon, is up here in the top of the bag, up in the top of the plastic, these baby mushrooms or pins started over here and they've been crawling around, right? What are they crawling around for? Because you can see these lines that they travel in. They're looking for oxygen. They're looking for the surface, right? And so you don't have to cut holes to expose these, right? Because as you can see, the fungus is actually crawled down here and is starting to push the pins out where the oxygen, of course, hits the block. So, a couple of days, these will grow out and you will get something that looks like these. Now, these are angry. They're super dense. These pink oysters are actually, yours should ideally fan out a lot more state. But I had my fruiting chamber way too cold. It was in the 50s. And so they got small and stubby and everything else like that. So I'll probably end up just drying this entire batch. They're still good. They're just super, super dense and meaty and in your face. Anyways, so a couple of days, about a week, you'll see clusters like this. They'll fan out, they'll be beautiful. You want to pick them just after they turn pale. Whoa, God dang, stay. So you can see that some of these are still dark. I'm gonna put this block in. I'm gonna give it another 24 hours. These haven't started paling yet. You can still see they're really dark. And so that block will go back in the tent. This block is ready to harvest though. So, pins, mushrooms. How to harvest? Easy. Grab it by the base, the cluster, pull it away from the substrate. If it's stuck, give it a twist, twirl. Now, when you pick, you don't have to pick all of them, but generally speaking, and I'll show you this with the king oyster block, it's sort of an art form of kind of a balance of if you want the smaller ones to keep growing out, if they will actually grow out, sort of a guessing game. So this block I've now harvested. You can see I've got the mushrooms sitting out here. So for this, I'm actually going to take some packing tape. Now, mushrooms grow on what's called flushes, meaning flush 1, harvest, flush 2, harvest, flush 3, harvest. So, as I mentioned in the other videos, they won't fruit. Mushrooms will not fruit on the scars from where you've harvested previously. So what I'm doing is I'm actually sealing this side of the brick completely. So, it won't try to fruit on this side again. And if it does, the pins will be stopped. And then I'm gonna find a side that looks tasty over here, and I'm gonna give it a nice cut. And that'll go in for a second flush. So, this pink oyster, I'll put this one back. We won't harvest that one right now. It's kind of on the fence. This one is a black pearl oyster block. You can see it literally just burst through that cut, made this beautiful large cluster. And yes, this is like 1 or 2 clusters, not more than that. So for this, I'm just going to grab the base again, pull the entire thing away from the block. Then I'm going to do that again. Harvesting that cluster. Then I'm going to take the plastic, flip it back over. Now, why do I also cover this side too? I could just leave it open. Reduces contamination. Less exposed surface area, less contamination. So, I have sealed that one back up. I will now go and make the traditional Z cut or N cut, depending on which way you look at it. Black pearl oysters done. Now these kings are interesting. So as you can see, you've got these nice big chunky ones. These are going to be super meaty. They make great fake scallops, etc. And you've got these little ones. Now, kings are kind of odd. You can leave the smaller ones and see if they grow out. Sometimes they will. Sometimes they won't, right? So it's kind of again, it's an art form. But to harvest these, I'm just going to pull them away. And this time I'm actually going to harvest everything off this surface, because these clusters, as you can see, these little ones, I can't just harvest this big one. So I want to take everything away, trim it up. It'll taste great. These, because I'm effectively cleaning this flesh, I'm actually going to take these two. The smaller ones will probably go in the dehydrator. So I'm going to pick all these ones will just go in the compost. Pick all these little terminations. Then, since it's a king block, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, grab a little bit of tape, fold this back down. Second flush king. And there you have it. Harvest and pinset.